Alright, look. Vince McMahon may be gone. That doesn't mean they stop making the wrong decisions. I'm not going to say they're bad, they're just wrong. I will say, though, that, this was probably the most extreme rules pay-per-view we've had in years since WWE. Not since they went PG, but since they, overwhelmingly went PG. Last couple of years, Extreme Rules has had one Extreme Rules match and no other stipulations. This had every single match had a stipulation, so give Triple H that. Plus, they surrounded this pay-per-view with this White Rabbit gimmick, a reveal of a White Rabbit, which, in the end, the White Rabbit really didn't have anything to do with it. As there was little hints and stuff, but when it came time to reveal what it was, at the very end of the freaking show, so if you came to see the White Rabbit, you have to watch the entire show. That's a smart strategy, Triple H. We'll put the White Rabbit on Extreme Rules show. We'll put it at the end, so if they want to know what it is, they have to watch the entire show. That's smart booking. But there are some other problems we're going to talk about. It wasn't a perfect show, but it wasn't a bad show. It was better than anything Vince McMahon could have done with this, because he would have had one Extreme Rules match, everything else would be regular. But let's sit down and let's talk about Extreme Rules 2022. And before I get into the actual matches, I did not watch the pre-show. I was busy uploading another video to the YouTubes. My review for, what was it? Before I Wake. Which isn't out yet, and this is gonna be uploaded right away. And so we're only on day 8 of Halloween Horror Month, and my review of Silver Bullet probably just went live on the channel a few hours ago, 5 hours ago, so 5.5 almost. Now I'm recording this. When I'm recording this, but yeah. So, before I get into the actual match, like I said, I didn't watch the pre-show, but there's this stupid-ass thing going through the show with The Miz and the Philadelphia Flyers mascot, Gritty, I think is the name. I've seen it before. But there's these stupid segments that really don't mean anything. First of all, The Miz shows up, what's he doing here? He doesn't have a match. And we start this stupid thing. Gritty shows up, hands him a shirt, a Philadelphia Flyers shirt. He's like, that's for me? Like a birthday present? Let me put this over my $1,000 suit or whatever. Throws it down. And we keep cutting. He's there to talk to Triple H about his birthday celebration. No one cares. And then the Gritty keeps showing up. And of course, you're thinking, oh, it's Dexter Lumis inside the Gritty suit. But it's not. Dexter Lumis does show up. Chokes him out later. And then he helps Gritty up and they walk off. Unnecessary and unneeded. Probably didn't even have it on there. They did it because it's the Philadelphia Flyers and they're in Philadelphia. It's their mascot. So that's why they did it. But it's not necessary. It was stupid. It only serves to spread out the show. Which, again, I have to complain. If you're going to put... I didn't watch the pre-show, but I'm pretty sure they have all these same promo packages in the pre-show. If you're going to air their promo packages before the matches, get rid of the pre-show. Get rid of the pre-show. Because all it is showing the promo packages now. There's no matches. So you show the promo packages, you're just going to show them again later. So that's a whole hour of stuff you don't need. So get rid of the pre-show. You're just going to show it. Either get rid of the pre-show or don't show the promo packages on the main show. And I know what you're saying. Oh, with Scotty they do that so they can set up for the next match. Exactly. So get rid of the pre-show. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, onto the actual show, and we start off, surprisingly, I thought it was going to be the fight pit match first, then it'd be the main event. We had the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium. And, okay, just to talk about what happened last night on SmackDown. Yes, Walter, and I'm not calling him Gunther, Walter tapped out. Oh, but you had to do it 3 times. Fuck you. He went, that's a tap. He tapped out. But no, they didn't count it. Sheamus should be the Intercontinental Champion right now because, almost said it, Walter tapped out. Plain and simple. But no, they got to do a screwy finish to make Walter look good. And I said to myself, okay, so Walter won last night. That means the Brawler Brutes are going to win tonight. They did. An old-fashioned Donnie Brooke, a 6-man tag match, which was brutal. Beating each other with shillelaghs and stuff. And it was like shillelaghs and stuff and jumping off kegs or whatever they were. Barrels. Excuse me. It was brutal. But the Brawler Brutes won, which was the right booking decision in my opinion. Yeah. But then shenanigans afoot. Because this was... Why can't we just have a clean finish to the SmackDown Women's Championship match when Ronda Rousey's involved? And the problem is that it's that old adage of, well, Ronda is Ronda Rousey, so Liv Morgan's not good enough to get a win over her. If Liv Morgan wins clean, it'll lessen Ronda Rousey. To a point, yes, but no. This is an Extreme Rules match. She's beating them with bats, chairs, kendo sticks, put them through announce tables, all that stuff. Don't you think that the fact she had to do all of this stuff just to keep Ronda down to beat her would be enough to say, oh, she could beat her in a one-on-one fair match. The screwy finish had to happen. But she used all these weapons, beat her senseless, and then won. She had to have all that stuff to win. That would make sense. No, Ronda wins. How? Well, she goes to put her in the armbar, but Liv's able to get out of it, and she puts her in some weird leg submission and makes her pass out. And she's smiling. The problem is that Liv Morgan didn't sell it. As soon as they say, okay, she's passed out, all of a sudden she's not passed out anymore, and she's smiling and laughing. That makes no sense. If she passed out from being by the legs, then she should say laying in the ring and have to be escorted out. It makes no sense if she just, like, not even 5 minutes later. Who booked this? No, I'm not saying that having her pass out and do that finish was completely wrong, but if you're gonna book it that way, have it go all the way with it. Have her be knocked out. Have officials come out and walk her to the back. Show that Ronda was dominant. But to say she's passed out and then right away have her no sell it afterwards just makes no sense. Okay? It makes no sense. We all know it's kayfabe, right? We all know she really didn't pass out. This feels like a Vince McMahon booking. Where it's like, oh, she passed out. But look, kids, she's still okay. She's not really hurt. Have her stay passed out. Okay? It just doesn't make any sense to me. They're saying, she passed out. And then not even 5 minutes later, she's fine, smiling, laughing at the situation. Doesn't make any sense to me. Either she stays passed out, or you could just have Liv win. Because, like I said, the fact that she had to use weapons to get the advantage to beat Ronda in the first place puts her over. And still makes Ronda look strong because it took all those weapons to beat her. We don't need Ronda. I like Ronda Rousey, don't get me wrong. I have 2 posters in my bedroom. They're just on the wall. It's not used for that. Shut up. I had to move them in there because there's too much shit out here. I had to put the picture of my family up on the wall, so the other Ronda poster had to leave. Okay? I'm just saying. I put the stuff. Actually, I think Ronda's behind this too, isn't she? Or is it, what is it? No, that's the town. I have the town, family pictures, WWE Legends, Star Wars. And above the Star Wars is a picture. Here like this. Maybe. It's a picture of a CM Punk that Big LT Radio drew. Isn't that cool? I'm Michael Cole right now. Isn't that cool, guys? Can you even see it? Get that thing? Hold on. There. Isn't that cool? He drew that for me. He didn't do all the tattoos on CM Punk, but that's fine. I'm not asking him to. That's a pretty cool picture right there. He drew that for me like several umpteen years ago. Kind of, I don't know. It had to be after 2011 because that's when we started hanging out. Then he drew the old CM Punk. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see. Hello there. Okay, let's go back over here. But yeah, yeah, I feel like Liv should have won. Or if they're gonna have her pass out, keep her passed out. This doesn't make sense. After this, though, it was, I believe, Karrion Kross versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match. And a notable thing about during the entrances is that when Drew McIntyre came out, and he even laughed this off. He went to take his kilt off, and he went like this, whacked himself in the face with it. And he's like I hit myself. It was funny. But yeah, this was really good. However, I kind of get it, but I don't think it needed to happen. So they did this thing where they both get in the ring. They go to put the strap on. McIntyre gets the strap on. Puts the strap around his arm. Sickos. Stop laughing. Puts the strap around his arm. And then Karrion Kross goes to put the strap around his arm. And he just like throws it down. Referee, Discount Ronda, picks it up. I call Jessica Carr Discount Ronda because she looks like Ronda Rousey, but not really. And gives it back to him, and he's just like, he goes to put it on, throws it down again, and this leads to like an attack where they fight outside the ring. Which is like, okay, makes sense. Maybe they can't do that when they put the strap on. When they put the strap around the arms, when they attach the strap, they can do that when they attach the strap. So, but then when they do have the strap attached, they're still doing it, fighting around the ringside and stuff. So I don't understand why they had to do that. But this was brutal, beating each other with the strap and throwing themselves around. There's like announce table spots, and it was brutal. They did the thing like with on SmackDown, Karrion Kross did this thing where he kept pulling him into the ring post, which is brutal. Those things hurt. Owie. The finish was it looked like Drew McIntyre was gonna win, and I was going, no, Karrion Kross has to win. It's his first pay-per-view, premium live event match. Screw it, pay-per-view match. And just as Drew was going for the Claymore, 3, 2, 1. Scarlett, I forgot her name for a second. Scarlett comes in with the pepper spray and it's like in his face. And they had to specify what it was too. They're like, it's a spray, and she sprays it in his face and drops it. And then Karrion Kross hits him with the cross punch or whatever it's called. I don't. Too much Febreze. Actually, it's a Glade, but too much. Too much. Let me get a drink here. Where was I? So he hits him with a cross punch, whatever they call it, and goes down. Now I can taste that and the spray. Anyway, that's entertainment. Goes down 1, 2, 3, and then afterwards, like I said, they had to specify what it was. Michael Cole goes, Corey Graves got the can. It's pepper spray. Thanks, Michael. Like we couldn't tell ourselves what it was. By the way, I think they said that Michael Cole and Corey Graves will be the assigned commentary for each pay-per-view event or premium live event, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be the ones permanently for now to do it. I kind of like that better than having to switch between two different, especially since they haven't. Maybe they did it, like they decided to do it because Kevin Patrick hasn't yet taken up Raw desk, so they kind of just one from each brand. Excuse me, that works. Yeah, that one had the right. So if you're keeping track of what I think anyway, Brawling Brutes, yes. Ronda, no. Karrion Kross, yes. So that's 2 booking decisions right, 1 wrong. In my eyes, at least. My opinion. Next, we had Bianca Belair versus Bayley. And if you're... Wait a minute. It's a back and forth, I just realized. We had Bianca Belair versus Bayley. And in my opinion, the match should have gone like this. They're going back and forth. They're hitting each other with ladders. Stuff. It gets towards the end of the match. Bianca looks like she's about to go up and win. Then Miss Couture comes in. They beat the hell out of her to the point she can get back up. Bayley climbs up, grabs it, match over. No, because it's too obvious for the people person who has 2 other people on her side to win with help. They have to really show us, oh look, she's strong. So instead, we have this ladder match, all brutal spots, but then Damage Couture comes in, right? Io Shirai and Dakota Kai. They come in and they're like beating her up and stuff. I'm like, okay, this is it. They're going to beat her up. Bayley's going to climb up and win. No. What do they have Bianca do? They have her do a double KOD. Look, she's strong. And then even after that, they do this thing where the finish is really stupid in my opinion, all right? They makes Bayley look like an idiot. So when she goes to put Bayley in the KOD, Bayley grabs a ladder and thinks, this will help me get out of it. I don't know what she thought she was doing. But then she just puts her in the KOD and she lands on the ladder. It makes Bayley look stupid. Like, what? It makes no sense that she would grab a ladder. What could she possibly do holding a ladder when she's up like that? She can't even, she could do, this is not going to hurt anyone doing this. Even if she was able to do something. It makes no sense. So then it's that. Bayley's down. Bianca climbs up, grabs the title. Look, I understand you want to show she's strong. Have her lose already. And this is an out for you. You want her to look strong, right? So what better way to have her look strong than to lose the title without getting pinned? Again, this is just like the Liv Morgan match. You want the specific sort of person to look strong, but you don't realize you have an out in that. With Liv Morgan, it was that Ronda was still looking strong because it took all the weapons to beat her. Here, she still looks strong because it took a whole bunch of ladders, Damage Couture, and she didn't get pinned for her to lose it. She didn't get pinned. She would climb up and grab the ladder. Yeah, that makes sense. Climb up and grab the title. There you go. And then she would lose without being pinned. It would make too much sense, wouldn't it? I understand you want to make them look strong, but they could still lose by looking strong. Both of these cases, you could have had the championships change hands and still have, or no, you could have had the opposite result and still make the others look strong. Liv could have won, and Ronda still could have looked strong, took all the weapons and stuff to defeat her, and Bayley could have won, and it would still have Bianca look strong because she didn't get pinned. And you can still do the spot where she does the double thing, and she could have lost because she didn't get pinned, so she still looks strong because she KO'd 2 women and then did not get pinned. She lost by the ladder. So you had it out for both of those matches, but didn't use it. Triple H, use your brain now. I think if I booked the show, it would have been better. I'm just saying. 2 title changes. By the way, those are the only titles on the line tonight. I don't understand why they don't take the title off Roman Reigns. Or split the titles back up again. See, like, hey, like, have an authority figure come out and say, hey, you know, it was cool. We put those titles together, but Raw needs tag team titles. Raw needs a main title. So we're taking those apart. We're putting the Raw tag team titles back on Raw. We're putting the WWE title back on Raw. We'll turn it for the tag titles. And we're going to hold a battle royal to see who, or a gauntlet match to see who will be WWE champion. Something like that. We don't need 2 tournaments. I don't know. And they can do a series of Fatal 4-Way matches. 4 Fatal 4-Ways, if they had that many. Or maybe 4 qualifying matches with 2 men in each. The winners of those go to a Fatal 4-Way. And the winner gets the WWE Championship. Very simple, and Roman doesn't have to lose. Just separate them already, because Roman not being there, we need some kind of title, and you know, having the mid-card titles be pushed forward ain't doing it. I'm sorry, it's not. Especially when you only push them on those shows and not on the pay-per-views. You could have had Bobby Lashley defend his U.S. title against someone. You could have had Walter versus Sheamus tonight instead of on SmackDown. It just makes so much sense. But anyway, we're not done with this other stuff. So, if you're paying attention, the booking goes good, bad, good, bad. Now, good. We have your boy Finn Balor versus Edge in an I Quit match. And I was very interested in where they were going to go with this. By the way, if you're paying attention, no Bray Wyatt yet. No Bunny, no White Rabbit. But there is a little thing at the beginning, first match, as the Braun Brutes are making their entrance. It cuts and they do the little thing they did on SmackDown with the purple X, but then it cuts before it says tomorrow. So just kind of repeating what they played last night. So yeah, but at this point, nothing. And given the clues, one of them was patricide, which is, you know, killing your father. So, in this case, turning against your father. So I thought he was going to show up during this I Quit match. No. Like I said, Triple H, I don't know if I said this. I did say it when I was standing up there. Triple H decided, we'll wait till the end of the show. So they have to watch the whole show. Wait till the end. So they have to watch the whole show. Just saying. So anyway, your boy Finn Balor versus Edge. Pretty good match. It did end in a predictable way, this for me, because I said this to myself, so there's no proof, but I did say this. I'm like, it would make sense if Beth Phoenix got involved and like someone held her and they forced him to say I quit. I can see the future, because that's exactly what happened. But before that, we had a whole bunch of stuff going on with chairs, kendo sticks, which, who had the kendo stick? It broke at one point. Was it Beth Phoenix that had a kendo stick, or was it Rhea Ripley? It's not a kendo stick, but yeah, there was them going one-on-one for a while, going around asking to quit. The first asking I quit is really stupid, because it was like, I think it was like Finn Balor was pulling on Edge's jaw and said, ask him, do you quit? Why would you quit? You're like 5 minutes into this thing and you're pulling on a guy's jaw. Yeah, that, you quit? Is that gonna, what? Ow. I don't know exactly what it is. I can't really dig in. I got a cold sore on my lip. So, I don't really know why they did that. I gotta keep asking, I guess, but it's very interesting, because a lot of times like quit matches, there's screwy finishes. Like they did it twice so far, where they have like a clip from earlier. I will never say I quit. Like they do with Mankind. They did it with John Cena and The Miz, where they played a clip of someone saying I quit, but they didn't actually say I quit. But yeah. But yeah, eventually the Judgment Day comes out. You know, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley eventually. And then Phoenix comes out to help. At this point, Edge is handcuffed to the ropes. And Rey Mysterio comes out, and Beth Phoenix comes out. Rey Mysterio gets, like, beat the hell out of him. By his own son, by the way, just ramming him into stuff. By the way, I just completed the Rey Mysterio, almost said Road to WrestleMania, showcase on my other account. So I've done it twice now. But I took my time with this one and just unlocked the ones I wanted to do. Like the Dolph Ziggler, stuff like that. Just for shits and giggles. And I decided, I'll finish it so I have everything unlocked on both accounts of my Xbox. So did that. But yeah, I sort of got flashbacks to doing that earlier. But anyway, eventually, Beth Phoenix is able to get unhooked from the handcuffs. But Ripley comes in and blasts her in the back of the head, knocking her out. And then they're like beating the hell out of Edge, all three of them, holding him. Because Edge goes to do the thing where he takes the thing. He tells Beth Phoenix, get a chair, and he takes out the little metal thing. Which, a returner, how are you going to say I quit? Because it's like, let me use a pen. It's like, I quit. I'm saying I quit, but you gotta understand what I'm saying. I quit. See, you can't, I don't understand. Unless he goes, maybe. But before he can even get to anything, they come back in to beat the hell out of him. And then Rhea Ripley kicks or hits Beth Phoenix, and she goes deep. So they asked them, all three of them, like, stretching him out. They asked, do you quit? And he tells them to go to hell. So, predictably, Rhea Ripley threatens Beth Phoenix. She gets two chairs, she puts one under her head, and she goes like this. She goes, I quit! And of course, she still does it. And I thought, this is where Bray Wyatt's going to show up, right? Right? She's going to go do it, the lights are going to go out. When it comes back up, Bray Wyatt's going to be laying there. Nope, she hits Beth Phoenix in the head. Well, she hits the chair, because they got to hit a certain way. Kayfabe. And I was like, okay, but where's Bray Wyatt? Because all the clues were hitting towards this match, right? Patricide, something like that. But no. In my opinion, though, and we'll really get to this when I get to the whole Bray Wyatt situation, but all the clues and the White Rabbit shit don't mean anything. It had nothing to do with Bray Wyatt showing up, other than everybody knew it was Bray Wyatt, but there really is no connection to the White Rabbit at all. And so that little Bunny Rabbit always got killed every 5 minutes. It's like Kenny from South Park. Oh my god, they killed Bunny! You bastards! Anyway, we got the main event. It's the Fight Pit match between Matt Riddle and Seth freaking Rollins, with Daniel Cormier as a special guest referee. I don't know why I forgot that name, but... And... was it just me? Or did this fight pit look customized more? It looked like they took a regular cage and put the thing on top of it. Whereas the one that I had at NXT's was smaller. It was more compact. Whereas this one looked like a regular 15-foot high cage with a thing on it. Whereas the fight pit looked like it was more 10-foot with a more different kind of structure on top. this seemed different, and it had like the Extreme Rules pattern on it this time. This felt more custom than the one they had in NXT's that was smaller. Then again, that whole ring area in NXT's is smaller, so maybe that's why. But it just seemed bigger to me, which didn't. It felt off. But yeah, this was pretty cool. I think Daniel Cormier fucked up at some point because, like, Riddle or not Riddle, Riddle was the one that was down, but Seth Rollins hit the stomp. I think from the top or whatever it was. I didn't see it. I was assuming it was from the top. I heard whoa, and I turned around, and then they kept saying, even Michael Cole was yelling, "Why isn't he counting? Damn it!" So I don't know if that was planned or if Michael Cole was really losing his damn mind, which is Michael Cole, so probably. But like Daniel, that happened, and Daniel Cormier didn't count. Which, by the way, did they change the rules? I swear there was pinfalls in the one NXT's. Now they're saying it's only by count out, or not count out. Well, sort of, right? Knockout or submission, and he's got to count to 10. That's the knockout, I guess. Which, by the way, that's Brawl for All rules. Just saying. I swear there was pinfalls before. I don't know. But Daniel Cormier doesn't start counting enough until he does start counting. And because he counted late, Riddle's able to get back up. Seth Rollins goes for another stomp. It's reversed. It's an RKO. And then he puts him in, was a bro mission or something, and makes Seth Rollins tap out. Again. Yes. Again, we did this whole thing. Right? Wrong. Right? Wrong. Right? Wrong. Every other match was the wrong decision. Seth Rollins has a United States Championship tomorrow night. He should have won this match. Because now, the loser of the main event at Extreme Rules is challenging Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. Does that make any sense to you? It sounds, and I was talking with Big LT about this last night, and I believe I said it wrong to you. Because I said, oh, you didn't win, but you get a championship match. And he said, well, they already made the match. Let me rephrase it. I believe what happened was Triple H said to him, well, you're not going to win at Extreme Rules, so I'll give you a United States Championship match on Raw the next night as a consolation. That's what I meant. Because it honestly doesn't make any sense that they announced, unless it was to fool people, when they announced he's going to get a title match next Monday, I'm like, oh, I actually thought, so he's going to win. So maybe that's why they did it, to fool people into thinking he's going to win. But then him losing anyway doesn't make any sense. He should no longer get that title shot. He didn't win his match at Extreme Rules, so why does it make any sense that he's then getting a United States title shot? Riddle should get the shot instead now. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did it and said, oh, well, you know what? Seth, remember you're supposed to have that title match? Well, you lost, so Riddle gets it now. Which would make sense. But I don't understand why they would announce it and then have Rollins win. Unless it was to sabotage. Doesn't make any sense. Well, that was it, right? Everything was ending. Michael Cole was saying, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for Raw. And then the lights go out. People threw up the phones. And this would be funny if they threw up the phones and it was like Hornswoggle or something. I wanted it not to be with Bray Wyatt. Because everybody keeps saying, it's Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt. And I just wanted it not to be Bray Wyatt. Honestly, how shocking. Because think about it. Everybody thinks it's Bray Wyatt. And you think, everybody's saying, well, it's not Bray Wyatt. People are going to be pissed. But there's another way. Skin. There's another way they could have gotten around it. And I know that he's supposed to be out for 9 months. but it would also make sense. He probably won't be back to the Royal Rumble. Who knows? But it would make sense. The lights go out, people put up the fireflies, they think it's Bray Wyatt, and then you hear wrestling has more than one royal family. Cody Rhodes comes back without his purple titty. Or something to that effect. I know they probably couldn't have done that, but I'm just saying. I wanted so badly to not be Bray Wyatt so that people who are studying, well, of course it's Bray Wyatt. Why wouldn't it be Bray Wyatt? People, not every weird thing has to be Bray Wyatt. It was, but it doesn't have to be. I'm just saying, something weird goes on, doesn't have to be Bray Wyatt. Okay? It was. And how they did this was weird because, like I said, the whole thing they were doing, first of all, most of the White Rabbit stuff was done off air. And all we would get on air is the QR codes. That's it. We wouldn't get any songs. Maybe they didn't have the license to play them on TV, so they had to do it. The feed your head. They didn't have a license to do that on TVs, but they played it in the arena for the people there. And there was a giant rabbit. And I didn't even think of that. Giant white rabbit in the audience. I thought it was a fan. But according to other people I've seen reviewing the show, they're like, they put it right there on the cam just to show that, to tease it. And I'm like, really? I thought it was just a fan dressed as a bunny. Who knew? Not me. But really, the whole White Rabbit shtick didn't really do anything because what they did with Bray Wyatt is basically show all his former gimmicks. Like he was singing, I've got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. And then you saw like other imagery. They showed like a husky. The guy dressed as a husky pig. A guy dressed as the vulture thing. A guy dressed as the Abby Cadabby, or whatever her name is. I think that's a Sesame Street character. Whatever her name was. And another one, someone dressed as the Fiend. It wasn't Bray Wyatt because he wasn't actually there. But we did get... There was like a video footage of a whole cobwebbed Firefly Funhouse, which, by the way, makes no sense because it was burned down by Seth Rollins. Remember? You remember. Remember? It was burnt down. You remember? Was it Seth Rollins that burned it down? I remember it got burned down. Or something. It got destroyed. But now there's cobwebs. Even if that many cobwebs don't make sense. It's only been gone for like a year. You really get that much cobwebs in a year? I don't think so. But they show that, and then they show this weird door. That kind of reminds me of like the old Undertaker promo stuff where they would show like him in a doorway with the blue lights coming down and him in a silhouette. That would remind me of something like that. The blue like laser light thingies behind him and he's standing there in a silhouette. That's what it reminded me of. And they showed him and he's wearing this weird ass mask and he takes it up and he goes, oh! I'm like, well, obviously it's him. And and then he goes, whew. So what's his gimmick? I'm very confused. What's his gimmick? What is it? Everybody thought he was going to come back as a mutated rabbit. I don't know what to think of this. Maybe tomorrow? Who knows? It's just weird. And yeah, like I said, the only reason why it was at the end is so that people watched it all the way to the end. And they even did the whole Triple H. They just very Triple H because he did it in NXT's before with, when he ended, was it TakeOver Chicago or something like that? With Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. They lost, but they're putting their hands up. and they get a little thing in the corner and was like, "Oh, see you next," and then Ciampa turns on him, which, you know. So it's very Triple H to show the thing in the corner, think you're done, and then something else happens. So that's very Triple H thing. But overall, the show was, if all was greatness is like a movie review, it is definitely in the middle of the road, because half of it was good, half of it not so good. It wasn't bad, but I feel like the half that didn't have the right booking decisions, in my opinion, those booking decisions were wrong. And I'm not saying that because I wanted a clean sweep. I'm just saying, like, those other booking decisions would have been better. Rollins should have won because he has a United States title match and you made him look strong. You were concerned about the two women looking strong, but the guy who has a United States Championship match doesn't matter to him. And then, the two women match, right? Bayley should have won the Raw Women's Championship. Like, I know that there's a thing where Charlotte wants to come back and face Bianca, but with those caliber of women, you don't need a championship involved. Which is different because a lot of women matches always feel kind of nothing without the women's championship. But with Charlotte Flair and Bianca, you don't need a title involved. So Bayley could have won and go on to face someone else. Especially since the other two have the tag titles. Hello. I'm just saying. But, most likely what's going to happen is it's going to be Damage Control versus Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka. And so they're gonna need, it's gonna be the War Games, and they're gonna get like a fourth member that's a heel. I don't know who's a heel on Raw. I don't think I have any women written down from Raw. No, I don't know. It would be a good replay, or even if they could take someone from SmackDown, like Lacey Evans or something, and then Charlotte Flair comes back and joins Bianca's team. And after War Games, she turns on her, and that sets up their match. Something like that. I don't know. But we still got Crown Jewel, don't we? So you know that Bayley versus Bianca at Crown Jewel again? Maybe? I don't know. This review has gone way too long, so I'm going to end it now. But yeah, it's a sort of mid-show, I guess, where it's half of it was good booking, in my opinion, half of it was not. So, I don't know. 5.5 out of 10. Just to give it a little bit up, because I don't want to be right in the middle. 5.5 out of 10. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Extreme Rules 2022? This is like one of my longest wrestling reviews. This will be uploading all night long. No Lionel Richie. But, yeah. So what are your thoughts on Extreme Rules 2022? Leave a comment below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one. It's going to be like 45 minutes long. What the hell was he talking about?